Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, this violent robbery woman escaped, then was recaptured from a work release site. She is Angelic, right? And by the way, just believe women. Their generic game terminology, right? Feminist demonicism loves that terminology also. See, in this system of supremacy, which is the most awesome mental manipulation force as ever existed, and they also utilize the perpendicular demonicism of feminism, right? Certain section of womanism, who are the progenitors of this feminism, demonicism mantras, right? And bionistic agendas. And they know it's not enough males in relating to Americanism, relating to this topic. They know it's not enough males within Americanism to see right through these little tactics. They know it's not. They know that quite a number of males are ingrained with, I cannot compete. There are quite a number of women that are very violent. I cannot compete. And this is what numbers of feminist demonicism type personnel do when they know there's quite a number of males that are very hard-headed and refuse to see what is reality. Yes. Now, relating to this topic, this particular female woman, you see it in this picture, which she kind of has an ambiguous, she looks more like Hispanic, white Hispanicism, but at the same time in her name, it's like, it's kind of sort of, again, ambiguous. But I get you in a little bit, right? Because she can easily slide under the banner of white, right? But you look her name up, well, it's kind of, it might be kind of old French. What? Yeah, okay. Right. And especially in Alabama, right? In this particular area, you're going to have a lot of French type women. I don't think so, right? But again, however, on that part. But I make this point. Today is December 28, 2025, regardless, because it is essential that not less of these topics need to be discussed. There needs to be more topics of this to be shown. Because this system, it knows, just like under racial racism, anti-Black Americanism, that people 10 years ago, as if there was no Black pain that was still going on, right? Well, other people get the benefit off of Black pain, right? Immigration coming over here, getting all kind of resources and all kind of stuff like that. Slide under the banner of cosplaying Black and stuff like that. And other personnel doing immigration, this and other personnel utilize generic Hispanicism. Other personnel utilize generically Asianism, whatever that's supposed to mean, because that's Afro-Asians and Asia's a continent, right? But those are different kind of games in itself. People love playing games and still benefiting off of sliding under various types of things that American Blacks have had to continue to keep going through, but other people get a chance to benefit off that, right? And it's done on purpose, right? So like this, you cannot show enough of these kind of things, right, on this situation, because they know quite a number of people have short-term memories is what I'm getting at about different things. What happened 5 years ago, most people wouldn't even pay attention to or thought about anything. What happened 5 months ago, many type people forgot about what was going on at that particular time. You get the point, right? So this is why it's essential to have these kind of topics like this too. Violent type criminality-based women, because what do you hear most of the time about situations going on with women in their relationships? Oh my goodness, men trying to control women, right? Chauvinistic society, right? Patriarchy, toxic masculinity, right? But they never want to talk about the women criminality against males that happen over and over and over and over again. Right, and again, I'm not talking about simplest type of males that want to come across as white savior techniques, white savior mentality. They're useless to any type thing deal with strong maleness, right? So what do you mean by that? Let me sit there and show you something here before I get to the topic. Look at this right here. What does this say? This, let me make sure okay, good. This violent black woman cuts this man's testicles. Domestic violence, quietness on various media. Right? This is the show I did on the Real CP show. You see right here. Right? And there's various other topics on the videos, and especially on the live tab if anybody's interested in taking a look at various topics I have on there. Right? I just wanted to show you that particular one. Let me sit there and show you another one on this situation. One moment here. What was the other one? Oh, yes, this one here too. This was another one I did, right? And watch the little games on this one. Violent Anglo woman murders her husband. He had cancer. And 2 kids of theirs, then minimization began. But what makes this also atrocious additionally, look at this right here. Look at this particular, on the right side. Domestic violence, living in fear, right? You say this again. Domestic violence, living in fear. And you see, look at the little eye. Look at the bottom right. Look at her eye, like a little bruising eye. You see how they keep doing this stuff. And it is disgusting and naivete that there's not enough males to say, hold the paka-chaka lit tails up with this game playing. Men get abused every freaking day. Get bopped on top of the head, broken noses, black eyes, kicked in the groin, things thrown, mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse. And they still want to sit there and people want to act like, oh my goodness, women, which is an insult to numbers of good women because there is a caste system womenism in America. There are various type of women don't like each other. Let's not even talk about the racial animosity among various groups of women. There is no pan woman love in America, right? But this game of pretending is as if it is, right? See, these games are very atrocious. And again, they know many numbers of males and their thick skulls, the ones applies to, that get to emotionalism themselves, refuse. That's their damn choice. And I have no sympathy for ignorance on that kind of massive level, the ones applies to, because it's right there what's going on. The feminism agenda against strong maleness is right there in front of people's faces. But again, I have to kind of dial back, right, and watch the emotionalism as well. Because again, there are numbers of males within Americanism that have been mentally got in their mentality not to see reality because it's been instilled in them over generations, DNA ingrained to only look at women as angelic. Right? Now, setting that direction up, but again, this is what quite a number of males do. They're like they don't see nothing. They don't hear nothing. And again, this is why numbers of women, various women, the ones applies to, they do this. Right? Of the ignorance of certain types of men. And it don't matter how educated that man is. I believe I've lost count. I've come across the ones that are supposed to be super educated, but the conversations dealing with something about, should we say, misogynistic tactics against men, the minimization of violence against men. You get the point. Feminism, misogynist. You get the point I'm getting at, right? They disconnect in their mentality. I've come across the ones. Doesn't make a difference what kind of businesses they have. I'm talking about the ones it applies to. Don't matter. Those are just things they have. How many we not get to some of the richest ones on this planet, and some of the women they've gotten with, you just have to look at that and see the low self-confidence means nothing how much money they got. Right? So let me go ahead and share my screen and get to this particular topic on that, because there is definitely some interesting dynamics in this situation. So right here, let me go ahead and start this particular video right here. Excuse me. No. Give me 1 second here. Give me a second. I have to redo something here. And it don't surprise me, because it just doesn't surprise. When you start putting reality different things, some things do come up. All right. Give me a second. I need to do something in the background. Okay. I had to redo this again in the background. So let me re-put this back here. And now let me reshare my screen again into this particular video. 1 moment here. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, let me make sure you can see this. All right. Escaped Alabama inmate woman back in custody 1 week after leaving her Hoover, Alabama work site.
Birmingham police say a woman is now facing additional charges after the Department of Corrections says she escaped last weekend from a job site in Hoover. ADOC says Alexis Percival Lawley is now back in custody after her escape on December 20th. She was serving time for a robbery at a Birmingham community-based facility. BPD telling us tonight she's now facing a first-degree felony escape charge and has been transported to the Jefferson County Jail.
This violent robbery type of suspect, right? Let me just read something real fast. Birmingham, Alabama. In Alabama, woman inmate, violent inmate who escaped her Birmingham area worksite has been recaptured. The Alabama Department of Corrections said Alexis Percival Lawley was taken back into custody by this particular entities on 33rd Street North around 2 p.m. Saturday after she left her job site in Hoover on December 20th, 2025. Percival Lawley had been serving a 15-year sentence for robbery in an ADOC facility in Birmingham when she escaped. Birmingham enforcement said she has been charged with felony escape and has been transported to this particular jail. Right? But at the same time, this is what certain type of men do on this situation, right? This is what some of them do on that, right? And I'm like this on that type of naivete. I'm like this as well. I'm like, you don't see this stuff was going on. You really don't see this stuff. That's a choice for the type of males who refuse to see this. But again, this is why masculinity is going backwards. It's going backwards. All right? And feminism, demonicism knows this. And it's not enough strong masculine type guys who is talking about this. They already know that. Yeah, there's a time, yes, to ignore things. I got it. But there are numbers of males who should not be ignoring these type of things that are doing it. Right? But again, this is why I have to say this. Because of certain type of males in high positions, certain type of males in politicalism, certain type of males in organizations, certain type of males in certain type of educational facilities and educational institutions, etc., the ones it applies to, because they refuse to sit there and call out feminism, demonicism, misandry tactics and they allow feminism to control quite a number of males' mentalities, that strong maleness is going to dwindle even more And what we call maleness in general is going to basically be defragmented even more in less than 2 generations. Right? Point blank. Now, let me show this other particular quick video. This is one I was like, it's like a sigh on this situation, right? Because there's a reason why. You'll see what I'm talking about. Give me a second to make sure you can see this. Oh, let me get that off of that screen here. Give me a second here. Let me get that off there. I don't want to do that one here. Or should I say I want to redo this again? All right, let me okay, let me reshare my screen on this. All right, let me play this video. Again, the topic of Alabama Department of Corrections. Jefferson County escaped woman, violent robbery inmate recaptured by this particular entity.
Who escaped from a work release center last weekend has been recaptured. A viewer actually sent us this home security video showing a tactical team showing up at a home in the 2800 block of 33rd Street North. The viewer tells us officers arrested 27-year-old Alexis Unique Percival Lawley. You may remember on December 20th, the Alabama Department of Corrections announced she left her assigned job location in Hoover. Now, a viewer who witnessed the arrest today said he was shocked when he saw what was happening.
It was like surprising to me, like, you know, like that was scary. The police coming up like that, because we were just trying to have a good evening after Christmas, especially. And
I mean, to say that, and it's already quite a number of bad seeds. I mean, don't take half some research to see the number of bad seeds who have done consistently things toward Black American males for centuries. And by the way, the number one males who have had the most, the number amount of males who's had the most hate crimes put upon them in America is Black American males. Nobody else comes close to Black American males and the hatred and the violent crime stats show it against Black American males. But there's still no reparations, right? But how many numbers of males from various other groups and cultures and backgrounds, border breaking illegal immigrants, et cetera, they're looked at as, oh my goodness, you know, they're just coming over to have a better life. They can't have a better life in their own original country. But how many benefit off of Black male pain after Black males and help build this country up more than any other male besides certain ones in the predominant culture, which is kind of ambiguous in itself, because there's numbers of people who slide under the generic white banner who are immigrationist type personnel. Oh, it's a whole different game in itself, right? But that was embarrassing to see this Black male, and you see the way he was talking and acting, right? Didn't say anything about, what she did was pretty wrong. It's pretty messed up. Nope. Right? And this is why, again, I'll say this. Black maleness is dwindling even quicker in the society. This is why certain numbers of males are allowing continuously, I'm talking about the wrong type Black women, what I call the sister of chaos members, to completely dismantle any type of strong Black maleism consistently more and more, with few exceptions. The last picture I want to show, the picture I want to show you is this one. Now, this is Alexis Percival Lawley. This is her picture on whatever this particular site, should we say. And you see already, she's already set her, whatever, this little profile up, right? Now, again, some little disconnected, not logical thinking male is going to sit there and look at her and go crazy over her. Now, that's one thing, hey, that male want to sit there, hey, however it go on this, because she's going to be in jail for a while. And this one thing, well, it's really nice. Unless you're going to get some kind of conjugal visits, you're wasting time. Right? Look at this. Hi, I'm Alexis. I'm currently located at this place in Alabama, made some bad decisions. I'm working on becoming a better me while here. Would like to meet some friends, someone to talk to and pass the time with. I can be reached on such and such. Correct pay facility is such and such. Inmate number, I took that out. Getting out facility is whatever it is. ID number, such and such. But it's the last little sentence here. Last but not least, if you are willing to put something on my books, it will be greatly appreciated. Thanks. And there will be some suckers that's going to be putting money on her books with no type of reciprocity that's in this. And that's one thing. Somebody wants to just have innocent conversations with her. However they do, that's on them. But we're talking about logical analysis now. Most time, that ain't gonna really happen. So what she'll do is she'll sit there and utilize men's more lack of strong masculinity in numbers of males, and she'll play upon their mentalities, and they'll put more money in her books. Well, what about the women who put numbers of? Give me a second. Because, you know, there are some fools that love trying to play switchery tactics in situations like this. They say, well, what about the, give me a second. Well, what about the men or women that sit there? Give me one moment. I'm trying to find some here. One moment. What about the, okay, I can't find what I'm looking for. Give me a moment. Give me one moment. Where did I put this? Okay, here we go. They'd be like, what about the women that be putting money on the numbers of males books? I'm like this. Yeah, I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play that. For numbers of women that put resources on men's books, how many of them are not going to really look like something that's like, that's a fine look one? Come on now. Right? Come on now. So we're not going to play that tactic. Now, the opposite part, you know, she is not a bad looking, she's okay of a woman looking person. And it don't matter if that guy is an average looking one. Don't matter if that guy is not non-average, right? Doesn't matter if he guy has education. Not education, there'll be quite a number of men that will put some money in her books only because of her looks. Now, it's not the other way around. And 9,000% women don't put money or resources on men's books because, oh, they just look so good to them. So we're not going to play that. So again, this is what numbers of males do. The ones applies to when you talk about reality of there are numbers of women that are not angelic. And there are quite a number of women that have misogynistic mentalities toward numbers of males. Just like there is a Sisterhood of Chaos membership that has a hatredness for anything dealing with strong black maleness. And this is why they go crazy and hearing about a certain type of black males that just trying to enjoy themselves and traveling. But they want to control the black male, right? He just going over there because he can't deal with strong black women. But at the same time, you got black women within various parts of Americanism talking about how you got to have a certain amount of money, right, to deal with them. Or if you want to sit there and engage in, should we say, recreational interaction with them, you got to sit there and give some resources. Oh, but you get quiet on that. So the type of people like that, women like that, go to Hades with that game. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.